cause of the death for 21 teenagers at the Enyobeni Tavern in the Eastern Cape is still unknown. Police in the province have raised concerns about rumours and media reports around what killed the young people. The teenagers' bodies have now all been identified. For an update on this, we're joined by Eastern Cape Police spokesperson, Brigadier Tembinkosi Kinana. A very good morning to you, Brigadier. Thank you for your time. You have gone out to call people out on the speculation surrounding the deaths of the 21 teenagers. Talk to us about some of your findings around that.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you, Paul, and to the viewers at home. For the warning, or shall I say, the cautioning that we have given out yesterday comes at the backdrop of the speculations and all the reports from the different platforms in relation to the outcome of the autopsies of the investigation that we are currently investigating. I must say that we see that as very dangerous, and because it carries that potential of casting doubts on our investigation, because the actual report from the investigation is not out yet. We have made an appeal. We have asked people to exercise some patience with the process that is currently underway, the process of investigation. We have made it clear that at a time that will come when the forensic laboratory report is out, and that is the time that all of us must expect and begin to articulate, make comments, around what our detectives would have, done. At this point in time, we are urging people not to make speculations around the investigation.
This speculation that you make reference to, Brigadier, comes as a result of some of the people who were at the tavern on that fateful night, who were speaking about their personal experiences, speaking to a gaseous sort of substance that was released, and how some had to escape for their lives. What do the preliminary investigations point to that you're conducting as police officers?
Thank you, Paul. We recognize that there are people, that are talking, and some of whom were involved maybe in the actual, activity that took place that night. We are urging people to please make contact with our investigating officers with any information, to share every piece of information that they may have, because that information is very valuable for our investigation. It will make a point that we expedite our investigation, quickly, and it would be important that those people come forward, and because some of them might, be even willing to be, witnesses, in order to make sure that we have a watertight case, that we will be able to bring to the court.
It's a very delicate matter. 21 lives have been lost here. There's still questions about what may have happened and what transpired inside that tavern. What do your preliminary investigations point to?
At this point in time, Paul, I can only say that a great work was done by the detectives at the crime scene, and some specimens were taken to the laboratory for toxicology examination. That is why we are saying let us, allow sufficient time to our experts that are working on those exhibits to actually finalize their report, which will then be made available both to the members of the families and the public as well. At this point in time, it's too early to talk about the report that is not even out at this stage.
What forms the scope of your investigation, Brigadier? Because there are many circumstances here. What are you actually investigating? Because we've got the 21 teenagers who have died mysteriously. There's also the sense of accountability when it comes to the social the event organizer and the tavern owner.
Thank you, Paul. Paul, you will appreciate that there are different, parties that are involved in this investigation. On the other hand, you have the liquor board that is doing that are doing their work, and you will appreciate the fact that on Monday already they registered a case with us, which is currently under investigations. As I speak, our detectives are out there collecting all the possible evidence from possible witnesses, and we're hoping that very soon we might be taking that case, to the court of law once the investigation is finalized. You will also understand that there are law enforcement from the local government. Those are the parties that are responsible for the enforcement of the bylaws. And I'm trying to say to you, there's a whole lot of, stakeholders that are working on this particular case. It's a case that is being taken very seriously so that we can find closure, so that the families can see that something is being done.
Brigadier, community members have said that they have always looked at the specific tavern, and there have been issues around the tavern and teenagers partying there on a regular basis. Is this the first time you've heard of any sort of disturbance around that Enyobeni Tavern?
I must say that from time to time we do receive reports from different taverns where sometimes you have some commotion, some disorderly people. But in this particular case, I wouldn't say there have been cases that have been reported in relation to this particular tavern that we are talking about. However, I am suggesting that whoever does have any information in relation to the history of the tavern and the incidents that may have happened which were not brought to the attention of the police, they are welcome to come forward so that we can then collate that information and make it a point that we use it to actually assist in the current investigation that we are doing.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time, Brigadier Tembinkosi Kinana, speaking to the police investigation underway at the tavern where 21 people lost their lives.